and I'm joined here today with another Brad Wilson, the head of growth and revenue for HBO Max. So it's been a year. HBO Max has reached 11.1 million subscribers since launch, beating projections. But with people itching to go outdoors, how do you guys plan on keeping up momentum?
Well, hey, good morning, Michelle, and good morning, everyone. Well, I think the momentum's going to continue because we have a great slate of original programming, as we always do with HBO and HBO Max. So whether it was, kicking off the momentum back in Q4 with The Flight Attendant or The Undoing, and certainly that's kept going now with features such as Mare of Easttown and The Nevers. We have a great slate of original programming coming, certainly with a Sex and the City reboot and Mindy Kaling's Sex Lives of College Girls as an example. But we also have the Warner Brothers day and day premieres, which everybody knows very well. And whether it was Godzilla versus Kong lighting up the box office and driving the momentum for HBO Max, we have many more of those films yet to come throughout the duration of the year. So we're quite excited about what's yet to come.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about the ad-supported tier that's set to debut in a few weeks. Can you talk me through the main motivations for that decision?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think as everyone knows, we have a $15 price point for our subscription video on demand product, but this was all about giving customers choice. And so for $5 left and a small exchange of time, we're going to introduce a very ad load light product to consumers, and they can still access all the great things you would get from WarnerMedia properties such as Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, and certainly all the HBO and HBO Max originals we just discussed.
I want to touch on something that released today, the Friends special, and classics like Friends have been definitely among the top rewatch shows during the pandemic. How important was it for HBO Max's success to have that library of content, a lot of those previous shows that could attract an audience familiar with them?
We are very excited about Friends and certainly hitting on the 1-year anniversary. It couldn't be a better day for us at HBO Max. And as you mentioned, Friends has been a very popular program for us. It's been consistently in our top 10 assets on the platform. We get great viewability with it, not only with new subscribers, but existing subscribers. And what we've seen leading up to today, over the past week, we've seen about a 600% increase for new customers coming into the platform who are watching or choosing to watch Friends as their first view versus the prior week. In addition, as you mentioned, Michelle, these acquired programs or titles, particularly with series and many seasons, it's a great device for us to get and capture people and engagement time on HBO Max. So whether it's The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Pretty Little Liars, we see great success with these type of programs.
Now, I know you mentioned this earlier, but you have a whole host of original series and you've had some pandemic successes. The Flight Attendant, I just actually caught up on The Undoing. I know I'm a little late to the game, but there's a lot of streamers increasing their content budgets. Is there a concern just to be able to keep up that it's going to cost a lot of money to produce these hits?
HBO Max and certainly WarnerMedia, we've got a great track record and success of creating great quality shows. And as you mentioned, whether it's The Flight Attendant or The Undoing, or as I mentioned earlier, Sex Lives of College Girls as one example that we're particularly excited about, we have a great track record of creating those shows at whatever price point and budget. So we feel great about the slate yet to come, and we know it's going to continue to offer consumers a great value that they can enjoy day in and day out on HBO Max.
Now, I want to touch on another thing that you brought up earlier, this decision to move movies in theaters and on HBO Max on the same day. There was a lot of questions in the Hollywood community when you guys did that, but you have had also some pandemic successes. I know you mentioned Godzilla versus Kong. That's about to hit $100 million at the box office. So do you think that this decision was the right one? Are audiences willing to go into theaters if they're still available to watch those movies on streaming platforms?
I think if you were in these walls or virtual walls within WarnerMedia and HBO Max, I think everyone would be pleased to hear that we consistently just lean into customer. And this was all about providing customers choice and, maybe, if you will, offering lemonade in the period where you have lemons during a COVID-19 period. So, we feel very proud of the decision and the choice we made. We think it's worked out for all the constituents. And as you mentioned earlier, we think it's paid off. Customers love what we're doing. We have 11 million new subscribers from Q1 of this year to Q1 of last year. Our customer satisfaction rating is 95%, significantly higher than before. And because of content like this, what we're seeing is about 70% improvement and engagement on our platform. So we couldn't be more proud of where we're at after 1 year.
Now, the summer movie season is upon us. You have some big movies coming up, including Space Jam 2, which I'm excited for, and that's going to premiere on HBO Max and in theaters on the same day. Are you guys going to continue with this decision throughout 2021 to do the dual release stream? I know in the past you guys have said you've reserved the decision to change your mind if things open up.
I think, look, we'll always lean into consumer choice. That is not a trite statement in our company, certainly, but I think we've already announced and made a decision that we'll go back to some period of windowing. But yes, we'll reserve that right for flexibility in the future. But again, this is a customer empowerment company, and we'll see what the future holds. But we certainly want to work with our theatrical operators as well to make sure that we're delivering for our customers and their customers also.
I think that makes sense.
Looking overseas, what are your international expansion plans?
Yeah, as you know, we just announced yesterday that we're moving into 39 Latin American and Caribbean island territories. We couldn't be more excited about expanding in those countries. We'll have over 100 original programs coming to those territories throughout 2021 and 2022. We're really excited about a live sports offering for consumers in Mexico and Brazil. They'll be able to watch every single game of the UEFA Champions League. And of course, you'll get all the great library and IP associated with the WarnerMedia canon. So we couldn't be more excited about that. And then by the end of the year, we'll be in 60 countries as we expand into Europe.
Now, I know it's just been announced, but the WarnerMedia Discovery merger, I have to ask, I know it's very early days, but do you guys have any sense of what this means for HBO Max?
Yeah, it's certainly too early to get into any specifics right now, but I would just tell you, Michelle, we're really excited about the momentum we have today, and whether that's inside of a world of AT&T, our parent company, who's been a great champion and supporter for all the success we've enjoyed, or in a new world where Discovery and HBO Max come together. We have very complementary assets. We're obviously very strong in premium storytelling. They have strength in nonfiction, unscripted programming, but we both have scale and global ambitions. So we'd be excited in that world too. So we're just excited that we get to do what we do every day and live our mission of creating meaningful and enduring connection with all the great stories that we get to share and tell.
Well, thanks for joining us. That's Brad Wilson, Head of Growth and Revenue for HBO Max.